Hey, so I'm gonna record this quick overview as requested for this scene, and I wish I could record the whole process, but I'm actually way too slow when doing this kind of scene because I do a lot of research before starting, and I'm also kind of lazy. So, right off the bat, I'm gonna start with the shading because it's the most simple. Everything that every color here that you see is just flat shaders. Um, there's no complicated nodes or anything like that. It's just some shaders and that's it. Principle. The only thing I always use the principle, not diffuse. Principle gives a better look, in my opinion, for the objects. And okay, about the modeling, uh, the the meshes here are quite simple. The primitives, uh, this there's just this big plane in this bar. It's just a plane with a reflexive shader, and this is the actual default cube. I used it on the scene with some variation in the mesh. I subdivided it and used the proportional editing to create those variations that you can see in the ground. The pillars here, they are just a cylinder, and the flaws that you can see, it's just some beveling. Like let me give you a quick example. You can come here, editing mode, select the edge, and you can create those flaws, and you can play around it. And I rotated them using a bit of proportional editing as well. uh, this one is just a circle with some modeling, extruding, not extruding, you can see here, basic. And those runic shapes, they were made with a simple vertex, and then I use some scheme modifier. Yes, this scheme, let me show you. Yeah, you can see here. It's all about the scheme modifier around here. So the leaves, they are just planes as well, with some modeling to adjust them. And here you can see that I use the particle system to spread them around the ground. I made the same thing with the grass. You can see here. Let me show you some of the settings. You can play around it. I'm gonna leave the link of the file in the description. You can play around it, do as you want. That's no worries about it. You can see here I'm increasing the number. This biggest sun is just an icosphere with some decimate modifier that you can create this look, and then I scaled in the y-axis, I believe, and let me see how it is in the full ratio. Yeah, I scale in the z-axis to make it flat in the bottom, and then added this decimate modifier that you can see here. Okay. The tree. This is also made by vertices. Let me deactivate the scheme. You can see here. It's just many simple vertices that you can bring them together and extrude them to create the branches, and you can really play around it. Let me show you if it activated. Yeah, you can really go crazy with this one. It's a quick method to create a tree. And this part is made of metables with decimate. So to access metables, you can go Shift A, and you can see the metables here. And when you duplicate them, they kind of blend to get this nice effect here. And let me see with the ratio. Here they are. There are 3 metables here. I guess you can, when you look closely, you can notice that, you know, there's one metaball here, another here, and a big one up here. And I also use the shade flat for all objects in the scene. If you use shade smooth, you can see this, but I'd rather use the shade flat. So the girl, the monk. Oh, let's first talk about the bird. It's made of primitive shapes as well. It's really quicky to do this. You can see it's very simple modeling. Here the eyes are just spheres. Here is one cone, you know, and probably the body is made of a cylinder and a cube. I really like this little fella here. Let me see. Yeah. Just basic shapes. The girl. Here's the hair. Oh, let's select her and the hair. Guess I can go Shift. I hope it's not too dark to see only her. It was the hardest part because I wanted to model a low poly character from the scratch. So let me go this mode. Actually, just let's use her like this and her hair. Okay. Whoops. Guess I'm gonna have to do that again. Okay. Okay. Here. Okay. Here it is. You can see her right now. Now it's better. Way better. I use a lot of references on the internet to create her, and I always recommend that for people. Use a lot of references, and it took me a while to create her. Her clothes is just selecting the faces that I wanted to change the color, and I put that. And oh, I also used Rigify to create her rig. Then her rig, it's this with Rigify. It's an add-on. It comes with Blender. It's kind of tricky to use, but then you can pose it like that. You place the bones and you press Rigify and it creates a rig. It's not perfect, this rig. It has a lot of failures, but to my purpose it worked pretty well. And well, I guess that's it. Oh, also the lighting here. I think it's important to show because I use it Eevee, so it has some limitations and you have to bake a few things if you want your render to work properly. So why can I select it? I don't know why I can't select it right now. But you can see this big cube and big sphere around the whole scene. It's the light probe. Yeah, that's it. The light probe that they call. Okay, okay. Here is light probe. This is one light probe, this other. And you have to bake them before you render. So if I hadn't baked it before, there would be no reflection, for example. And I also use another add-on. It's called Tree Light. It comes with Blender too, and it creates a 3-point lighting, obviously, around the selected object of your scene. That you can see. I believe it's the ground around here. So I think that's it. Um, it's kind of took me a while to figure out how to do this scene, even though it's kind of simple. But I learned a lot with it, and I'll put the file on the description. If you have any thoughts, any doubts, just let me know, and I will be happy to answer that. That's it. Bye bye.